My child hates to read. The words that I hear most often as a librarian and reading tutor. So, welcome. Thank you for listening today. I would like to help you to help a struggling reader in your home. So, my name is Miss Jody. I work as a Waldorf reading tutor on OutSchool. I teach reading and writing and many inclusive book clubs and all sorts of exciting archetype classes, bird studies, butterfly research, folktale research, all sorts of classes on OutSchool. And so I work with thousands of students around the world, around the globe. I also worked as the librarian at a Waldorf school for 6 years, where I was the first grade rest time teacher. I ran a middle school library for elementary and middle school, and also the high school and faculty libraries there. So, number one, here is your first tip. Number one, have a reading assessment done. So, whether your student is at a private school, at a Waldorf school, at homeschooling, or at a public school, ask for a reading assessment to be done. So, you find out what guided reading level your student is at. After you have the assessment, then you're able to have books around your home that are on their level. So if your student is reading at an AA kindergarten level, you don't want to have books just books that are on their grade level. So let's say they're in third grade, but they're only reading at kindergarten level. You want to they do have books on their level that can also go along with their interests. So they're able to pick up the books and read them, and they're still their interest. So I can help you with that at another time in one of my sessions. However, let's go on to number two. So we're talking about how to help your struggling reader from home. So number two, allow them to wander at a bookstore, in the library, and allow them to take out books that are not on their level. And you're thinking, you just contradicted what you just said. No, because I want them to be able to have both. So I want them to be wandering, looking, seeing what they might be interested in, and not hearing no, you can't. So you definitely want to say, yes, absolutely, let's get that book. And then as you're watching them wander, observe this, see what they're interested in. What is it that they're drawn to? And then you're going to also find books on their level based on those interests. Okay. So the other thing I'd like you to do is to find the audiobook version of the book that they're interested in, but they can't read yet. So allow them to get it. They might read at a later time. They might read parts of it. They might just look at the pictures. It might be a graphic novel. You might not like graphic novels, but if that's what they're interested in and that's what they're drawn to, allow them to have those so that they can hear you saying yes. And this is feeding their need to enjoy and love books. So that's what you're feeding when you're doing this. All right. I'm sorry, I'm on to the third now. The third thing I'm going to say is hire an experienced reading tutor who is not just going to come and do what your child wants them to do. What you want to do is hire an experienced reading tutor who already has all the lessons ready, who knows what level your child's on, who's already done the reading assessment, who knows their strengths, who knows their weaknesses, who knows what vowel sounds they need to work on, what beginning sounds they need to work on, if they're dropping their endings, how to focus on the endings, all kinds of things like that. But also they need to do it in a way that's fun so that your child loves to read. We're going back to this concept of wanting them to love class, wanting them to love books, wanting them to love reading. So there needs to be lots and lots of positive feedback in the class. And I also encourage you to find some book clubs. So I have middle school inclusive book clubs, which is where I've found books that were especially popular in my libraries with elementary and middle school students. And we listen to the books, we listen to the audiobooks in class. So the students are able to draw, they're able to just rest or do what they want to during that time of class where we're listening. And then we discuss it. We do comprehension questions. So that's keeping the child, your student, one grade level and totally into books because it's fun books like Wings of Fire. I have the I Survive series. These are so popular in my library. And it takes away the pressure for them to have to read it because they're listening to it. But then we're also doing comprehension questions, so keeping them on level with listening and seeing what they understand from what they've heard. Okay, so those are my tips for today. If you're interested in learning more about me and my Waldorf tutoring, my private tutoring, I'll have links below. Okay, so tell me if you have any questions you'd like to see in future videos as well. All right, thank you. Bye.